Welcome, brothers. Welcome, sisters. This is 2026. This is our first program for the year, and we welcome you to our program. We continue with the policy of never any specific subject matter. We speak about politics, religion, socioeconomic issues. We give you an opportunity to express yourself, interrupt us at any time, to call and to call back. We encourage no preamble. The program is 1 hour. You punch. We on Real FM 91.9, 91.5. We on We Noise FM 94.9 in Brooklyn, New York. And we encourage you to share our program and subscribe to our program. Particularly now, Real FM needs you to subscribe to the program. That would help the program, particularly on the internet, on YouTube. It will help the program to grow there. We are already struggling. So one of the ways you could keep Real FM alive and well is to subscribe, like, and share our program. We have the first caller of the day, caller Punch.
Welcome, and thank you. I'm very, very pleased to hear you one more time.
Yes.
I hope that the entire population, we probably must have had 1 or 2 incidents. I just hope that we'll get over that. I just hope in the Almighty Creator, and that everything will go well. There's so much that I can speak of, but I would probably just want to leave it short for today because we have another year. We have an entire year to speak, and as one man would probably hint, that it may be an election year. So very interesting, and let me just keep let us just keep the whole thing going nice and slow and easy. All right?
Thank you, caller.
Have a good day, my boy.
Thank you very much. And we have to remember that we are the custodian of our democracy. We that have to preserve our democracy. We that have to ensure our politicians, our political leaders walk the straight and narrow. We don't have to ensure them that. We have to ask the questions. We have to advocate. We have to canvass the truth and encourage our politicians to walk the straight and narrow. In the democratic process, every 5 years you have election. So a politician knows that if he play the fool, you're going to throw him out. He not only have to perform, he have to convince you that he have to perform. They say justice must not only be done, it must appear and seems to be done. The politician have a duty, a responsibility, and an obligation to reach out to the marginalized in our society. In every society, the majority of people are marginalized. And the politician have a responsibility to reach out to them. You create the enabling environment for the businessman. But the businessman don't want much from government. He wants government not to overburden him with tax and to have a stable country. That's all a businessman wants. Don't overburden me with tax. And the businessman go to make a move and make money. Government spend a lot of money educating people. If an individual go away and he come back with a master's degree or a bachelor's degree, government don't have to fight to make jobs for him. He have to come back and create jobs. You come out with a master's degree, you're supposed to come back and make jobs. You have a bachelor's degree, come back and make jobs. And also help to develop your community. Pope John Paul, he warned developing countries not to spend money on tertiary education at the expense of secondary and primary education. Governments get themselves tied up and they invest a lot in people going to universities from Jerusalem to Timbuktu. Some of these people never come back. As far as I'm concerned, I waste the money. If I send you go and study, you must come back. If you don't come back, then I'm educating you to develop a next man country. Government have to invest more in primary and secondary education. We have to help the marginalized, the poor of the poor. And we have to demand that our success stories in the country help their own people. I don't like to give honor to alive people. You know. I rather honor people when they're dead or when they're near to death. Because sometimes you honor young people and they change. You get a scholarship, you go away, you're from Tikolo, you're not going back in Tikolo. Well, how will you motivate the young boys in Tikolo that walking around, they think their mouth is a pus, or a toilet, using obscenities, disrespecting women, disrespecting the elderly. The guy who sells 2 pounds of ganja in Tikolo, he has some money in his pocket, he feels he's done. And sometimes he himself is more generous to the community. Where are our doctors? Where are our lawyers? Where are our dentists? Where are our success stories? They no longer associate with the people in the community, so we cannot raise the bar on the block. That must change. We must call on them. Government must create policies that every medical doctor you employ, part of his agreement is to spend one day every 6 months in his community. Every medical doctor, every permanent secretary, every principal of a school, every policeman of rank, you must spend one day in your community. In that way, we help to raise the bar on the block and we help to motivate the community. I want to encourage senior public officers and retired public officers to open your mouth. Don't afraid them. Many of you have walked the straight and narrow. Many of you have done a good job as a public officer. Now you're nearing retirement or you retire, you must take up the mantra to preserve the democracy we have. The democracy we have post-1983 is a good one. No political party that lost election challenged the result. So we have to compliment the people in the parliamentary office, not the parliamentary office, the electoral office for the job they have been doing over the years. We have to watch them like a hawk and make certain that they continue doing the good job, particularly now, because we end up with a corrupt leader and he seems to corrupt in the institutions. The Grenada Development Bank, I take that one personal. I'm very upset about what went on in the Grenada Development Bank. The laws and regulation was made since 1973. So this one is personal for me. And I see that place is corrupted. Gravel and concrete. A number of evidence of massive corruption. The National Lottery, the whistleblower who was a member of their own party was fired after he laid the evidence I heard in front of the Prime Minister. The Public Service Commission. When Deacon corrupt the Public Service Commission, I say he corrupt the uncorrupted. We are the custodians of our democracy. If we don't do it, then we will help ourselves in exploitation, as if the people are going on with Mudura now. All the time Mudura being a tyrant to his people, stealing election, jailing people, beating up the chest. They don't call Mudura and say, Mudura, don't do that. That don't make sense. Mudura is sitting on the world's greatest reserve of oil. Why 7 million people have to run from your country? Bad management. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Mr. Pierre,
Yes, caller, welcome.
Happy New Year, Happy New Year.
Thank you, my brother. Punch.
My brother, I talk about Andy and the Development Bank. And the money was...
I didn't speak about Andy. I said the development bank. The laws of the development bank was established in 1973. No politician should benefit from the development bank. If, caller, listen to me. Caller, hear me out. If the government want to change the law, change the law. But you don't jump over the fence like a common thief and take the money. That is wrong.
The NFP approved the money, you know. It just happened that when this government come in, they give him...
Then the government have to do what is right. What went on in the Grenada... Caller. What went on in the Grenada Development Bank is wrong. And I'm not blaming Dayton so much, you know. I'm blaming Richard Duncan. Dayton is a political neophyte. He may not have known. And he's arrogant. But Richard Duncan know better.
Mr. Pierre, listen to me. I hear they go in Venezuela, but what is going on there? The Trump administration, they're imposing the Monroe Doctrine.
What is the Monroe Doctrine? I don't know about that. Tell me what is the Monroe Doctrine.
Monroe Doctrine is where America take control of the whole of the North and South America.
But the first time I heard that, I didn't know.
First time I heard that?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Monroe Doctrine.
Right.
So all them countries and them, all them, when America fully impaired, they would have to follow America. The reason why they're doing it.
So that is why Maduro was jailing people who were against him. That is why 7 million people had to flee Venezuela for political persecution.
Right. When America take over, Deacon Mitchell, all of them have to follow the doctrine. Where is it? They can come and say you don't give them, you don't let them put the radar there and you don't let nobody come there. When you hear they take over, everybody.
You mean they might come and take Deacon and go with him too?
I think they might take him.
If they go with him, they go with him. I ain't shedding no tears for him.
They will make a perpetual.
I don't shedding no tears for him. He's a poor people terrorist. I ain't shedding no tears for him.
They will back MFA. So they'll finance her.
You don't see how much Venezuelan dancing and whining in the street as they overthrow Maduro?
Yes, but the Monroe Doctrine are implemented.
Well, that Monroe Doctrine is a good doctrine.
It's a good doctrine.
I don't know.
The reason why they implement it.
First time I hear about Monroe Doctrine, I tell you, Pap, it's a good doctrine.
The reason why they're implementing it, because they don't want no Russian come and bring no base in.
What the Russian coming for? Agrippa or oil?
They're coming for oil. They're coming for oil.
Okay, all right.
And the Chinese, they don't want the Chinese.
The Chinese want oil too?
They start to drill very.
You're not sorry for those Chinese that has been on the truck going up in liver? You don't find them looking as prisoners?
They don't sorry for themselves. Why am I sorry for them?
All right.
The Chinese drilling oil.
You have to sorry for people.
All of that have to stop. When you hear Trump impose the Monroe Doctrine.
All right.
Thank you.
Let
me tell you something, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, last one.
The Monroe Doctrine in cause for every...
Well, I got to go and study the Monroe Doctrine.
Yes.
All right.
Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
The Trump invade the country and they take the Prime Minister. All the thing what they had down there in Venezuela. Why none of them no fire? It's only one fire.
Well, all the Russian weapon...
Right.
This Russian weapon ain't no good.
Well, I don't know.
Within 3 hours, I say Donald Trump fighting Venezuela as how Russia fighting Ukraine. Within 3 hours, they do all this thing. This weapon Russia have done good.
No, they're good, you know. But not for America. What America do? When they come with a radar thing, they suppress all of them. So none of them can fire. So they just bomb
I feel you that Trump supporter, you know.
Yes.
I feel you that.
I'm not Trump supporter. I don't like what Trump do. I like what he's doing in a sense that the Russian and them can come in here and control us. The Chinese can come in and control us as they want. These Chinese people are the Russian people. They hate black people, you know. If you go in the country, you don't see a black man. Unless one come down and study and they have him in a place. They hate black people. America have the way, but racism and things, but they have black people among the people and them, and I fully support them in a way.
All right, Color, thank you. Yes, we have to be the custodians of our democracy. And we have to wake up some other people. It makes no sense that we sit down there and watch our country go down the drain. And then we're remonstrating after. We could encourage our politicians to walk the straight and narrow. We didn't elect you there to greedy to get rich. We elect you to improve the country, to seek the interests of the marginalized and continue to develop the country. And we are the custodians of the democracy. One of the problems with Maduro behaved like a bully. As a primary school child, bullying the weaker children. And Donald Trump is a secondary school child that end up in the primary school bullying Maduro. 7 million Venezuelans had to flee Venezuela. How much in jail, Pap? 1,000. It's still 2 elections. So why the Caribbean and Latin America? Why didn't you act as a negotiator? All those who open them out now. From Brazil, why didn't you offer to act as a negotiator to avoid them picking up Maduro? That is the end of him in Venezuela. And the Caribbean leaders, we have to preserve our democracy. Sometimes you have to lose election. If the people fed up with you, they're fed up with you. When they're fed up with them in the communist countries, they're jailing and killing people. Whether it's Russia, Iran, China, the communist countries, they don't have free and fair election. And once you oppose them, they're likely to put you in jail, you and your family. So when people get help and show you, they're jumping in the street. We must prevent this thing happening in Grenada. In 2022, when the government won election with 9 seats, they got a country ready to take off. They got the baton. The economy was in good place. We had over 530 million in the treasury. They didn't have to go down and wonder where they're going to get money. They didn't have to call Rowley in Trinidad to ask to help to pay public officers. They didn't have to call on the IMF to bail them out. That was done before. And economic discipline was legislated. They break the fence. They jump over the regulation in the bank. They raid the bank. They rip off NIS. Yes, caller, welcome.
Happy New Year, Mr. Pierre.
Thank you, caller.
You know what you're saying is so inaccurate. Eh?
Tell me one thing that caller. Tell me one caller. If you saying what I say is incorrect, tell me one thing that I've said that is incorrect.
Okay, let me educate you.
I would love that.
Where you say wrong, and where you're profoundly wrong, and it seems as if you're consistent in your inconsistencies. Let me tell you why. No, you keep saying that when Deacon Mitchell administration came into power, right, in 2022, they met a treasury full with monies, right? No, I'll explain to you if you give me the chance. Where you're wrong. Yes, you might have gotten money, but the structures that should have been built and put in place from a governmental point of view, in terms of structures, in terms of eyesight and bird's eye view, in terms of trajectory as to where a country should go, these things were not put in place. For example, you had ministries was undone. The education system was undone. Roads were undone. The infrastructure. We did not have things as the creative economy. So to put it in that way, right? I hear a lot of people talk, and this is what amazes me. Because people like me, these talks and these insinuations and these taglines and these pointers cannot confuse a person as me.
What
Because
did I say that was incorrect?
Let me explain to you. Hold on, let me explain
What
to you.
did I say that was incorrect?
I'm explaining to you why it's incorrect.
What did I say that was
Had
incorrect?
to take the initiative. Deacon Mitchell and his administration had to take the initiative to put all these things in place of a government who've been in power consecutively over the years, and they've never put those things in place. As you and I know, it will take money, it will take planning, succession planning, and you know these things.
All right,
And
thank
it
you,
will take-
caller. Thank you. Caller, when you open a conversation, I just finished speak, and you say that was incorrect, you're supposed to point out this statement you make was incorrect. The government got 530 million in the treasury. One of the ministers, a senior minister and a public officer who is knowledgeable, he jump up, he whine, he said the treasury pregnant. Lennox Andrew was jumping up and whining. He said the treasury pregnant. 100 million from Saudi Arabia. They're surprised. Deacon acknowledged that was this negotiated before. 118 million as a result of the hurricane in Beryl. Grenadians never know. Keith Mitchell and Gregory Boyne insure the country. They didn't know. 1 billion from the CBI program. Deacon and them say is $1 billion. We didn't know how much them that say. And other countries give them a little bit here. They claim that the inland revenue was collecting more money than they projected for. Caller, what did I say that was correct? Isn't it a fact that the government violate the regulation of the Grenada Development Bank and take millions of dollars for the directors, ministers, and their politically exposed friend? Isn't that a fact? Isn't it true that Lacrette, we call him now the whistleblower, the man that was campaigning with the lifeguard, life jacket, so he's a lifeguard. He was campaigning with a life jacket. He went to Deacon and lay evidence before him that he was dissatisfied with the running in the national lottery. Isn't it a fact that Deacon fired him because he lost confidence in him? Yes, caller punch. Caller punch. You listening to the radio?
Happy New Year to you.
Yes, my brother.
Mr. Pierre, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Yes, nice to see that you make it
Back for the year.
2025 and you're out there with 2026. All right. This is a new year, and I think I like how you're starting to deal with the program. Now, let me just say this to KJ. KJ, this is Mitchie here. I think you need to have some respect for Mr. Pierre. Mr. Pierre is no nonsense person. He's not a dunce person, and he's highly qualified. You cannot teach Mr. Pierre. You cannot teach Mr. Pierre. You're in no way to teach Mr. Pierre. You are not qualified. He doesn't have anything that you could teach Mr. Pierre. I think you must have some respect for Mr. Pierre. He's asking you simple questions, but you're trying to go around to drop your garbage and not answering the question. That is the problem. Come straight to an answer, but you want to drop your garbage out there and don't want Mr. Pierre to come in. Mr. Pierre, I think nobody trying to don't understand. There is no way you so you cannot, you know that. I know you. You are not qualified. What the hell if you try to talk to Mr. Pierre? Have a good one, man.
Yes, we are the custodian of our democracy. If this country go wrong, not the government alone to blame. Not the government alone. There are a bunch of political neophytes. No matter how genuine they are, They're going to make mistakes. So we have to watch them and guide them. And Richard Duncan had absolutely no right to let Deacon go on deep in the Grenada Development Bank Fund. I take this one personal. The Grenada Development Bank. There was regulation there. Yes, scholar, welcome.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Happy New Year to you, man. And today, you Happy New Year to you, man.
Welcome, my brother.
Also, we have to have respect for the Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, too. And this is a brand new year, 2026. We have to have respect for everyone, like ministers, MPs, caretakers, all staff have respect for Mr. Deacon Mitchell, the Prime Minister of Grenada Carry come to the market. You have a blessed Mr. Pierre. Happy New Year to you and to all my friends and who supporting me on when I lost my cattle.
When you cattle let go. When you cattle let go.
Yeah, let go on. So I got some of them was calling and was one that
show concern.
People is meeting and ask me if I deliver it. So I want to say all you are happy New Year to each and every one of you. And everyone respect for each and every one.
Thank you, Carl.
Even though callers are not callers, but the real special, let respect for the Prime Minister, Mr. Deacon Mitchell, and for all his MPs and the caretakers on him. Have a blessed afternoon, everybody.
Thank you, Carl. That is why I like Real FM. Real FM has maintained that we respect all the politicians. We are not disrespecting Deacon when we say he's a compulsive liar, because we advance some of the lies he has been telling people. We are not disrespecting Deacon when we say he's a fake, because he's a fake. We're not disrespecting him when we say he's for people terrorists. We're not disrespecting him when we call him the corrupter in chief. He had no right to violate the laws of the Grenada Development Bank and raid the bank. Yes, Scholar Punch.
It seems like your terminologies are different to those in the dictionary, whether it's Webster or whatever dictionary.
But how we English no good.
And it seems as if sometimes you hear people talk certain things, and sometimes I wonder if we listen or if we hear. This is a serious problem we have in Grenada. We need to listen. My son could educate me. My son, which is younger than me, my sons can educate me. So there is no limit to what education. I have brothers and sisters that are graduated, nephew, graduate from university, and I still will teach them. Because you know why? Because within the human domain, nobody is perfect. We all running. And as we live
we all fall short of the glory of God.
Wow, you're quoting scriptures now.
Well, we all fall short of the glory of God. We're not perfect.
You know, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh, right? So you cannot act based upon one's limitation. They only could speak based upon the limitation. So that's why I've been telling you, and I've been saying, if things were put in place over the years.
What things? Caller, tell us 2 things that should be put in place.
When I explain, it seems as if you're not listening.
Taking too long to explain. We have an hour on the program.
There's something called gravity. Gravity cannot explain, you know. Gravity itself can work, you know.
I don't even know what I mean.
You need to get a person a little time. Gravity don't always work because we don't explain.
So tell me, give me 2 things that the previous government should put in place. 2.
A lot of things.
Just 2. Just 2.
For example, I'm telling you what this government done under.
Give me 2 things that keep Mitchell.
Regularization for the teachers and for the creative economy is an industry that in itself creates real employment and real work.
Right.
You have things, for example, like the small industry like agriculture and so on.
All right, thank you, caller. Thank you. Caller, if we ask 2 things that the government should put in place, you say you know plenty. So you give 2. You say regularization of teachers. This thing is an ongoing thing. Teachers are being regularized ongoing. One government might come and do more, but this is an ongoing thing. It's not a new initiative. And the teachers have a trade union that is very powerful. They could lock down country when they want. They could lobby that. So this is a non-issue. The fact remains that when the government, when Deacon Mitchell get the government, his own minister Lennox Andrew, he whine. He said, money in the treasury. 530 million. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, my brother, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Oi.
You have KJ coming with the same thing. This Mr. Pierre, the man don't answer no question.
Yeah, but this year you go try it. He improving on it. Yeah, you go try.
KJ is a dunce.
No. Ma'am, no. Watch me. No. We can't go. I tell you already in Greater, we go eat one another here. When people come, only tell they go see. We go eat one another. We have to be tolerant to one another. We have to prepare to sit down and listen. We have to discuss issues. We can't behave as how Deacon and behaving. They want to close down radio station and jail Andre. The strangulation. We can't do that. Yes, caller, welcome.
Hey, after Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
Happy New Year, man.
Yes, we're not eating one another this year at all. We don't do that.
Yeah, Mr. Pierre.
Let's go.
Hello?
Let's go. Punch.
Yeah. Mr. Pierre, I want to say that actions speak louder than words. And when a man portrays certain things in life, and right, you say that say that about him, no one should get vexed. When a man making so many promises to people, right, and what he going to do if he get into governance, and when they got into governance to govern their fellow country, he come in and said he never said that. That man, he's fake, right? When a man encouraging corruption to take place, instead of he deal with the corruption, he siding with the corruptor, and the person who report the corruption that is taking place, they getting rid of.
He's the corruptor in chief.
The chief corrupt.
Yes.
He's the corruptor in chief.
Yeah.
Right? When a man again going on a platform and saying the only reason why the other side getting work because the real NDC don't know who's the NMP.
That is division. You're being divisive.
He's not a leader without vision.
Yeah.
Because in any country, you have people that will not NMP, not NDC, and they go based on the manifesto, they're going to vote. So if you say they can have vision, a man and a leader who has a vision will never make the statement. He never make a statement.
And he never apologizes. He could make mistakes, but he never apologized.
He never apologized.
Yeah.
And he said, they were saying, it only takes a big man, a man that know when he make a mistake
to say sorry.
Come and say, well, boy,
I was excited on the platform.
I apologize for saying it.
I don't mean that.
But when he continued to say, he never said, and you have a man coming around.
He's a compulsive liar.
Say, that man is a good leader. He did a lot. The person saying that, I want him to know.
Well, he might be a good leader for him.
True, and the word of God is true, and the word of God is unchangeable.
Yeah.
And God said in his word to love your neighbor as you love himself. But when the Prime Minister making certain statement, he only love those who vote for him, and those who don't vote for him, he hate them.
Yeah.
And this is not the word of God. And Mr. Pierre, have a blessed
Thank you, caller.
Continue doing your program.
Thank you, caller. Okay. We are the custodians of our democracy. Yes, caller, welcome. But we lost that caller. Caller, call back. All of us. If you're in the community, yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yes, caller.
I think we have started a new year, and you have to be a little bit more. You have to be a little bit more on the correcting side.
I don't want to do much correction here. I just want people to punch and go.
Yeah, but it seems to me that a lot of your callers getting fed up with the attitude of KJ.
No, they must.
I don't think we
have to be tolerant. We have to be tolerant.
I'm coming to that. I don't think we don't want on the program.
We have my brother on the program.
I have no problem with having.
We have to be tolerant with
one
another.
But I'm saying he cannot want to overman the station without listening to other people. KJ only wants you to listen to him and feel that things have to go as he wanted, and that is not right.
All right, Colin.
I think we have to go above that.
Yeah.
Yes, he has his points, but what he's doing is trying to dominate the whole thing.
Well, you could forget KJ now and go and make a point.
Right. Well, I want to go to that point, but I am saying that I love your program. It gives a lot of education to us, but people getting fed up because of this system that KJ is putting on. Not that we don't want him at all, but he must do better than that. Number two, I heard the leader of the opposition on Sagi station this morning, and I must admit, well, I didn't know it was coming on, but she spoke for a while, and she did very well, excellent, right? She was straight to her point. She was able to explain the thing that she was doing. And then he asked her a question, and she was able to answer fluently. I think she did well. Hats up to the NMP making that move. She was asked about election, if election is called in the next few months, if the NMP as a party would be ready. And she said yes. And I felt happy to know that from a management point of view, she is working on that. That is happening. She gave the impression that that there are three persons that want to run for the party in the town. So they have not made a selection yet. But all the other areas are working on for the candidate. And I think we are a little bit backward in that. And I think it's a step in the right direction. By now, at the end of this month or so, we should know all is the candidates, our prospective candidates for the NMP, and be prepared. I don't believe that the election is going to be this year. This is a thought of a lot of people. But I don't believe this election is going to be this year at all. But this government is going to pick and come up with little things that they can do to keep the team players together. So it is a tough situation. But I am not believing that we're going to have election this year. And
Thank you, Colin.
And if we are preparing, we should get to know the person that's in the race as soon as possible. Thank you.
Yes, you see, callers. Sometimes when one person make a presentation, you don't have to bother to go back and talk about the presentation the person make unless you're correcting a point. Are you making a point to strengthen it? Are you answering the question that I asked the caller? Because what we're doing, we're chastising people for calling. That is the same problem the communist people have. When you disagree with them, they're jailing you. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller, welcome.
You say that the NMP leave $500 million in the treasury?
Not the NMP, the government. Not me and caller. Not me that say that Lennox Andrew. He said that money!
Yes. It's a good thing every day.
530 million.
They food and they make money. But the white man come and spend.
But yeah, so caller, wait a minute. Hold on, brother, I'll give you a chance. Brother, hold on. So you calling those men who lead the money fools?
I lead the money in the churches and the white man come and spend it.
All right, but we don't vex. We just say they have it.
Well, they have it. You say that they make about
them that say, not me. They say they make $1 billion from selling passport. Not me that say that. Dick on them.
They make $1 billion in passport.
And they get 100 million from Saudi Arabia.
They couldn't do that. They could never do that. They can to do that. Right now, the unemployment rate is 7%, 7.5%.
I don't argue with that. I say yes.
That's great man to do everything.
Yeah.
Great man to do everything, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Pierre. I listened to her this morning, and she recited something that she said every day.
I didn't listen to her.
For
this one,
2.4 years now.
I'm going to feed me cow. I'm going to feed me cow like Culture Man this morning.
2.4 years now, she's campaigning. And she saying everything the same day. She'll come and stay. She'll get stay for that. I listen to this replay on behind the headline. Not behind the headline, to the point. I'm even talking about you are nurses in the hospital, you don't have doctors, you are shot in the doctors. This woman should be ashamed to talk about that. She was there for 9.6 years and she do nothing about it. She had $500 million there and she do nothing about
Where
it.
she had ended, I thought it was Lennox Andrew said I get this money.
She said, yeah, $500 million.
Lennox Andrew that said that, not she.
And she said, no, she do nothing about it. She ain't trained a doctor. She ain't trained a nurse. No, the present government, they have to go in Africa to get doctors.
All right, Color, we will get some from Taraba. I want to know how much doctors Deacon getting from Taraba. Whether Deacon is a Muslim and is he in solidarity with the Christians that Boko Haram killing in Africa today? Deacon, are you a Muslim? What you go in Taraba State and do? Yes, Scholar, welcome. Yes, Scholar, welcome. We lost that caller?
Mr.
Yeah, caller, you there?
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes, caller.
I'm very disappointed with the year starting.
The year start good, man. Why you go disappointed? There's no violence. Look at them. We had a big Christmas season. It went relatively nice and quiet, and there's no violence,
Mr.
except
Pierre,
they take
Mr.
Mudura.
Pierre, no, the program is 1 hour, and we cannot cannot entertain 2 callers for more than half an hour.
We go try. It's not
that
two.
Is,
We still have about 15 minutes to go in the program, so we're trying, and we have about 7 callers. Yeah.
But 2 persons taking up the bulk of the time.
We go try. Yeah. Yes, caller. So the year started up very good, and I must say to all Grenadians, irrespective of what is going on, Grenada is well poised for takeoff. Why do I say that? Electricity, telephone, water, and internet, we're second to none. We're comparable with the best, and we're better than most. So we're very poised to take off. Yes, caller, welcome. Caller, you listening to the radio in the background?
I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness.
You have the medium to cry. Welcome.
How are you, Senior?
Great, man.
Senior, we have to look back that over 3 years ago, the people of Grenada, Carriacou, Matnik, some of us had elected a government into office. And that government that we elected into office, we have to admit that they do not have a shred of experience political field. And then the Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, admitted that in terms of leadership, he do not have any experience. He said he should have studied leadership more. But when we look back over the past 3 years, we have saw that a government that took leadership in Grenada has not, we have to be honest, have not moved this country no way at all.
They move it back.
From the time they took reign of power in Grenada, I mean, let us be fair, Grenada remains stagnant. And all these guys and them is doing is to enrich themselves. And then we are seeing it with the high level of corruption. But what I am scared about, and I am concerned about, that when they took over 3.5 years, did not move the country forward. I'm Senior, what is happening now as it relates to Venezuela? What is happening now as it relates to what is taking place in the Caribbean? When we look at CARICOM is dismantling by the PCs. And by greatest fear, while all this is happening, we have an incompetent leader together, as you rightly said, a bunch of neophytes that is running the affairs of Grenada. Senior, what is happening in Venezuela? A lot of Grenadians close their eyes. What is happening as it relates to CARICOM? A lot of us closing our eyes. And there is a dark day for Grenada having a leader in the name of Deacon Mitchell who does not have any experience, who do not take no advice from nobody, that make him very self-opinionated. I am afraid that there is a dark cloud looming over Grenada. Lord have mercy upon us. I rest my case in you.
Yes, or sometimes Jesus Christ is not a pipe where you could just open the pipe and take water and go back. He gave you a chance to select government, and we choose the government we want. And there is consequences for the government you choose. We choose a group of political neophytes. We did not know that it was that greedy and Deacon want to turn a billionaire because he's a millionaire. His other ministers are thousandaire, so they want to turn millionaires. And they are flaunting the regulations, the economic discipline that has been legislated in place, and they're corrupting the institutions. And the only people to stop them is our voices. If we was not on radio, it would be worse. If we were not on radio, Real FM and Master Carl and Jenny Simon and them was not on media speaking out, it would have been worse. So we're doing a good job. Yes, Scholar, welcome.
Hello, good morning, good day, Mr. Pierre.
Yes.
Doing? Happy New Year, man.
Thank you very much.
Yes, well, the first time I've been calling on that program, man. That is Tito calling from Paradise, Cocoa Chocolate City. I just called to big up my MP, Miss Kate Skitter Lewis, my pumpkin, my vibrant pumpkin. I only come out here to tell the nation we don't have no boots on the ground. Miss Kate Lewis, don't wear no boots. Remember, with pumpkin, we're spreading all over the constituency. So I just called to say Happy New Year. And I just want to tell God thanks, for having Kate Lewis, because when you watch the pavilion in Simon, if it wasn't for this vibrant young lady, none of us would not able to see this pavilion making a little move. Although the project kind of slow, kind of thing, but I really want, there is so much a project wrong that I want to give Miss Kate Lewis. Miss Kate Lewis, we love you, Paradise, the whole of the cocoa, and we're ready for you. And
yes.
We want them to know we have foot on the ground, we're wearing no boots. And remember, we're organic, wrong as pumpkin, and we're spreading. Mr. Pierre, have a nice day and all the best for the rest of the year.
Thank you.
Kate, fans, yes. All the best.
Thank you. Kate looking as a pumpkin in truth. And she's smiling. And she must pay attention to all the polling division. And she do young again. Kate do young again. Kate is a big married woman now. She do young again. We have a number of people in Grenada, they're 25 years, they behaving as if they're 15. Those at 15 behaving as if they're 9. And they have to encourage some of them young boys to get married. Shack up with your woman, get married, make children, be productive. And even though the politicians must tell them that too, I like the fact that Kate is married, and Emmeline Pierre, and a number of the others are married. I like that idea. You take a holistic approach towards development, and you inspire the younger people to walk in your footsteps. You see Kit Mitchell married again, finished with one wife, he married the next one again. That is very good. I think it's a Christian in them. Because when you marry a woman, is the ultimate commitment to the relationship. And you politicians, you must look at a holistic approach towards the people who represent you, the life they live. And we are the custodians of our democracy. I'm glad you could call and speak about Kate like that. In the community where we live, we must help to develop the community. We must not support wrong things. Not even from our children. If our children wrong, they're wrong. It doesn't mean that you may not help them to get a lawyer, just to please their mother so they don't go in jail. But they must not do wrong. And parents must tell their children are not supporting wrong things. Too much of our children, particularly the males, they're behaving bad. They're using obscenities. They're cussing police. No respect. The people in the community must say no. Just as when the government do wrong thing, we must tell the government no. We could take a caller again. We have one caller again before we close. Somebody pick up the telephone and give us a call. We highly appreciate your call. This is a way where we tolerate those who disagree with us. We don't jail them. That is what the communist country do. They jail people who they disagree with. If I was living in Cuba, they in jail a long time. If I was living in Russia, you will never hear me name. If I was living in Iran, they stoned me to death. If I was living in China, they have me underground. So I'm so happy and pleased that I'm living in the Caribbean and I could come on the radio station and speak. Yes, caller, welcome.
Yeah.
Yes, caller, welcome.
How are you?
Great, man.
All the best of the new year to you, man.
You're the last caller for the day. Punch.
Yeah, we realize that. And to the and to everybody, happy new year to everyone. But Mr. Pierre, if you check something really, we blame the youth, but I'm in sympathy with youth, you know. Trust me, because to me, we as adults, we ain't setting no good example for this. Whether nationally, whether regionally, whether internationally. No, and I would like to hear what you have to say about that. No good example, neither from the home, neither from the community, neither from the national, regional, international. From no aspect of life, the youths have any good thing to follow, even from the churches. So let me hear you what you have to say about that.
Yes, scholar. Well, yeah, I like how you hit this one day nice. There, I guess we could set much more example. But a lot of people have good examples. Look at the woman that the guy just called, Kate Lewis. Kate Lewis was a teacher. She always had been active, it seems, in her community. She seems to be a woman with great joy. Every time you see Kate, you see in she teeth. The fella call her a little pumpkin. She always seems happy and smiling. And she seems to be a hard worker in her community. That is a good example. She's married. That is a good example. Emmeline Pierre, married since 2018. She have children. She active in her community. She went into politics and she continued to educate herself. That are good examples. Sometimes we're not following those good examples. I always encourage young men to get married. We have too much of women. You never see a man could hold their hand and walk the road. They don't have a man of their own. That doesn't mean they don't have sex, you know. But you can see them in the day with a man. That all right, man. Them girl looking nice as what? Men have to prepare to shack up and build a family. You have to build a family. You are 25 years, you're running as if you don't know what you want. You don't know if you want a material butu or a sissy or flato. By the time you're 25 years, you must make up your mind. And you end up in a relationship and you work to build the relationship. You, as a young man, you can't go using obscenities as if you're 13 years old. You're 25, 28 years. You're just drinking rum. I mean, I like the rum too, but you're drinking rum all day. You're behaving bad, you're gambling. You're not even taking care of yourself. You don't have a dog, you don't have a cat, you don't have a woman you could call your own. No. So we have to channel our people to support good examples. Weed is illegal. Try and avoid smoking weed. Some of you want to go in the public and smoke weed. They're going to send you in jail. We have too much of young men that head in the road for vagrancy. We encourage family members, take interest in your boys. They don't looking good. They have slipper in their foot. They're holding up their scratch. They don't walk in. And you can't say you don't have work in the country. You know. The government say unemployment is 7%. I don't argue with statistics. You know. So that means there are jobs. People want crayfish to buy, they can get. They don't close crayfish season. You know. It's manicure and tattoo and monkey season they close. So now we want more crayfish. Some of you could go and fish. So I think we have people that setting good examples in Grenada. Look at Dr. Mitchell again. He say, you married. You there with the woman long. What you waiting on? Married. Fella there with a woman, she have 5 children for him 20 years. He tell me he watching her still. I say, well, what you watching again? You planning to have a next woman? No. Well, marry the woman. Give her the commitment and try. And try to build a relationship. My partner tell me, if he walking, don't fix it. I say, you see the cheap excuse he using? He say he and the woman going on so good, he don't want to marry to get freed. But as we end the program, I have to call on the NDC hierarchy to go and look at Omar. What you are doing to Omar is injustice. I visited Omar's home at her request, and after visiting her home, I took pictures of what is going on, but I was ashamed to put it on social media. So I went into the NDC office, and I spoke to the individuals that day, and they treated me with much respect, and they agreed to go and do the work for Omar. The NDC started to construct a bathroom and toilet for Omar, but it seems that they heard that she no longer yellow. And since Deacon make a declaration that the only reason the others getting help because they don't know who the real NDC is. Omar was a strong NDC all her life, since the days of Marcel Peters. She never voted for NNP. But they heard she said she tired with NDC, she don't voting for them again. So although they started the work, they stopped. Water filled up the holes. And after 2 months, Omar couldn't take the mosquito again. In addition to that, she fell when the rain fell and damaged her foot. And Omar is over 70 years. So the NDC is punishing Omar. That is the only thing I could see. What they're doing to Omar is a crime. You don't do that to people. She went to Tillman Thomas because she was Miss NDC. So all Danley and them from Tikologo know. Anybody who is strong on NDC executive, they go know Omar. And Tillman Thomas tell her he can't help her. That is how she come up by me. So I want to call on Dennis Cornwall. I still believe you are the only hope in this party. I want to call on you to intervene. And if you don't know who Omar is, ask Tillman Thomas. He know. We're back with you again tomorrow. Once the clock struck 12, God's will, on target, will be on the program. And you have the opportunity to punch.
When the clock hits 12, you know where to be. Turn it up, Real FM, ride the frequency. Talking truth, talking change, talking